Welcome to Bird of Passage it's a game from Japan about a guy in Tokyo in a car. I've been living here for a long time, but this does not mean that I know where I want to go just yet.
Are you from Tokyo?
Okay. I doubt you would recognize the Tokyo I used to know. Yes, indeed. Even if I doubt you would recognize the Tokyo I used to know.
Do you live in the outskirts?
I tend to roam the entire island. Lately, I've returned to explore the city. Parks and gardens are my favorite spots.
I see.
I've become obsessed with a few species of plants. I spend hours looking at them, their colors, the shapes of their leaves, the geometry of the branches. Is this talking to your Uber driver when you just want to listen to Music Simulator?
Yeah. No. The whole point is that, like...
I'm joking.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw the premise.
Yeah.
The point is that you're getting to know people on your drive.
No. We are the passenger, I think.
No, we're the driver.
Oh, we're the driver.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and why do you like these plants so much?
Some plants are almost immortal. I feel connected to them. Are we an ancient being?
Why is that?
When you don't have to worry about how much time you have left, everything slows down. I perceive time differently from you. I'm guessing a tree would too. At certain points, I decided millenary trees could be the answer to my questions. I went on and visited one of them in Tsurugaoka, Hachimangu.
Did you find the answers you were looking for?
No, wait. Yeah, Not exactly. I felt less lonely, though. I feel connection, but I'm still here. No, you're right. You were right. We're the passenger.
Okay.
Sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
So we're an immortal ghost being talking to an Uber driver who was like, what?
Yeah, so we're taking cabs across the island, I guess, and we're talking to the drivers or something like that. Is the premise that I gathered.
Not exactly. I felt less lonely, though. I felt a connection, but I'm still here.
What kind of connection?
You see, these plants have lived through history. In a way, I did the same.
They've seen a lot, haven't they?
They have. For this reason, I look at them with different eyes. I deeply admire the resilience certain plants manifest. No matter what happens to them, they resist.
What type of plants can do that?
Well, ginkgo trees. Some of them survive the most lethal weapon man has ever created. They are called Hibaku Jumoku. Scientists are certain nothing could grow again in that area. Ginkgos proved them wrong.
You seem to know a lot about ginkgos.
I've spent almost a century studying them. Ginkgo, as it's written today, shouldn't even be its name.
If you say so.
It was misspelled. A German botanist romanized the original ideograph ginkgo and then misprinted it as ginkgo. Ginkgo, and then misprinted it ginkgo. Ginkgo literally means silver apricots, and people often think it refers to the shape of its fruits. But technically those are not fruits, they are seeds. Ginkgo seeds look like silver apricots. We can agree on that. It also goes by the name of...
I see.
I'm sorry if I'm boring you. It's just those seeds are always on my mind.
Shall I drive you to the nearest park? Would that help?
Not really, but thank you for asking.
My pleasure. So do you know where you want to go next?
Not at the moment. Just pull over, please.
Sure.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
You too. Goodbye.
Bye.
We're a being of light.
Do you think this guy, all the cab drivers are like, I've seen so much weird shit. Come on, eyeball thing. Get in.
Well, it's kind of like, it reminds me of all those posts where they're like only in New York. And it's like always like something like very bizarre happening and everyone around it is just kind of like, meh, whatever.
There's a scene in Gremlins 2 where this guy's getting attacked by gremlins in the middle of the day and everyone around him's just walking by.
Yeah.
Greetings. Thank you for stopping.
Hello, sir.
Let me ask you something first. Before you ask me where I want to go, let me ask you something first.
Sure.
Good. Do you mind if we chat for a bit while you drive me around?
I'm sorry, sir, but this is a silent taxi.
Oh, I see.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, thank you, that's all. I'm afraid I don't do silent taxis.
That's fine, sir.
Goodbye. Oh, that must be nice. Maybe that's a thing in Japan where they're like, we've both agreed that we're not going to talk.
Yeah, we both agree that we are not going to chat with each other. Weren't they talking about doing, testing a feature like that for Uber where you could say, like, I don't want to talk?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, people got, like, upset because it's not, I don't know, I guess they were saying that it could, like, cut down on, like, the hospitality aspect of it.
Ah. Goodbye.
Meaning that, like, I don't know. I just remember, like, hearing discussion, like, from both sides, like, from people being like, yeah, I would really like it if I could just tell drivers that, like, I don't want to talk to them.
This is a really chill, cool game.
Mm-hmm. I like the rain animation.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Welcome on board.
Thank you.
Where do you want to go, sir?
Oh, right. It doesn't really matter.
It kind of does. I need to know your destination to choose a route.
You are right. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So where do you want to go, sir?
Can we go back in time, please?
I wish we could, sir.
I'm sorry. I had to ask.
That's no problem, sir. However, I'm curious now. Can I ask you something?
Please, go ahead.
If you could time travel, where would you go?
That's a good question. Let me think.
Take your time.
I'd go back to Atami, relaxing on the beach under the sun. I'd like to go back to that week I spent in Atami, relaxing on the beach under the sun.
Did you like the place?
Very much so. I remember clearly how I loved walking barefoot on the seashore, feeling the sand and water between my toes. Atami, with its hot spring and relaxing landscape, seemed to me the perfect place to rest. Unfortunately, Atami I visited is no longer there.
What do you mean, sir?
I mean that Atami was quite close to the epicenter of the Great Kanto earthquake. That city has suffered considerable damage.
Oh, yes, it did. But it has been rebuilt.
Yes, but if I could travel back in time, I'd definitely return there. Obviously before the earthquake hit.
That's a good choice, I guess.
Well, since we cannot go back and I'm stuck here, remembering those glorious days in Atami is not doing me any good.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
I'd like to be alone. Please stop the car.
Sure. You know, this reminds me of, like, I don't know if you've ever...
Here you go, sir. Sorry.
Here you
Thank
go,
you
sir.
for the ride. Goodbye.
Bye.
Alright, Gazette.
I don't know if you've ever visited a place, like, maybe, like, 10 years, like, gone back, like, after a period of time, and, like, all the businesses have changed, and it just feels, like, really different.
Yeah, there's this place called Stockton Island, and the first time I went, they had all these beaches, but then a huge storm came the next time, and all the beaches had been pulled away.
Oh.
And the beaches were really cool because you could make the sand sing, because it was made of quartz.
Mm-hmm.
So if you moved your hand through it, it would make this high-pitched singing sound.
Oh.
But all the beaches were gone because of the storm.
Wow.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Is this a silent taxi?
No, sir.
Good.
Where shall I drive you?
I'm not sure yet. I've been living here for a long time, but this does not mean that I know where I want to go just yet.
Are you from Tokyo? Oh, interesting.
Tokyo was shattered a long time ago.
Shattered?
It crumbled to pieces. It was gone in a blink.
How did you survive?
I didn't.
I see.
I died within my city.
Huh? This is like a very, like, existential conversation.
A mighty blue sky welcomed our morning. It was the perfect weather for a Saturday.
When was it?
It was the 1st of September, 1923. That's the day I died, together with thousands of other people. I was alone by then. I am now.
How is this even possible?
I'm stuck between two worlds. The only way for me to leave this world is to find closure. I've come to the conclusion that taxis are the right means to do so.
Taxis?
Yes, I believe so. You see, they transport people around, fulfilling their scope without asking much in return. Taxis are enablers. Tonight you are helping me to find something very dear to me. My path.
I'm happy to oblige.
Thank you. See, this is... Oh yeah, you're a ghost stuck between worlds?
Oh yeah, that's right, okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, nothing phases these guys. Like that guy who's
They're
like...
nighttime taxis.
Yeah, well, it's like that. It's like when he, when we were like, oh, I want to travel back in time, and he was like, I wish we could, but we can't. Instead of being like, get the fuck out.
He's like, yeah. Oh, you're a ghost?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great. Oh, there's a giant eyeball man on the side of the road. He probably needs to be picked up. Like, what?
Would you like to tell me your story?
I'd love to. My story begins like this. I was in the garden, holding some seeds in my hands. That's the last shard of my past I recall clearly. It's funny how I remember being alive thanks to the mundanity of my last actions. Just another Saturday in a vast collection of Saturdays. Late autumn is the right season to plant your ginkgo seeds. Not September, so I had to put them away, you see, store them in a dark place. And then the earth beneath my feet started trembling. Fissures ripped the ground. Everything crumbled. All of a sudden, something hit me hard on the back of my head.
Huh, what happened next? He's like, that's odd.
I fell on my knees, facing the back of my garden. The seeds rolled away, and aftershock pushed me to the ground. I died, shielding the seeds with my body. My very last thought was dedicated to them.
Do you think they survived?
I really hope so. It would mean everything to me. Maybe they sprouted into your body and grew.
Yeah. Given the magnitude of the events that you have described to me tonight, I really don't know what to say.
I know. You don't have to say anything.
I mean, I don't want to sound tragic.
I know what you were about to say. Please stop.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't want to upset you, but you see...
I meant please stop the car.
Huh, sure. Here you go.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
It seemed like the ghost was close to something and got scared.
Mm-hmm. Well, this was cool. Oh.
I feel like there's a story unraveling it that I would like to see.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how, though, because, like, we chose how those conversations started. So I'm kind of wondering how they...
Greetings. Thank you for stopping.
Hello, sir.
Before you ask me where I want to go, let me ask you something first.
Sure. Good. Oh.
Do you like plants?
I really do, sir, and I'd love to talk about them, but this is a silent taxi.
Oh, I see. Oh, I guess we're trapped in a loop. Let me just try a little bit more, and then just to confirm. Because if we're trapped in a loop, maybe there's a way out. Because this is different than the last one.
It is? Well, we chose a different dialogue option.
Yeah, but it changed the stop we went to.
Oh. Hello, sir. Welcome on board.
I could give you an address.
Thank you. That's all I need.
But you wouldn't know where to find it.
Huh? Sir, are you doubting my knowledge? I think I know this city well enough.
Not at all. Quite the contrary. I'm relying on you completely tonight. It's just that you see, time has a bizarre way of affecting the structure of a city.
That's for sure.
Things move around, new buildings appear, old buildings disappear. One thing is knowing how to find an address. Another thing is knowing your city is outside.
Inside out.
Inside out.
The city is outside. That's
just one of my many reasons why I rely on taxi drivers to find my path. You know how to look into every nook and cranny.
If you don't mind me asking, sir, why do you like taxi drivers so much?
I still remember the first 6 taxis.
Oh, you mean the new hybrid models?
No, I mean the first 6 taxis that ever had the privilege of riding the streets of Tokyo. Idiot! That's how we called them back in the days. Motor vehicle for general passengers and travelers. However, you can imagine it was too long, too complex, so shortly after we started calling them takushi.
Excuse me, what year are we talking about?
Well, that's easy. It was 1912.
1912, of course.
At the time, I didn't have any need for a taxi, so I never had the pleasure of riding one of those 6. I remember them clearly, though, as newspapers covered the event thoroughly. It was late July. I think my first taxi ride can be dated back to 1921.
An early adopter, we may say.
Then everything changed.
Well, it surely did. We are talking about a century ago.
11 years later, the earthquake hit.
11 years later, 1923? Are we talking about that earthquake?
Indeed we are. That's my turning point. Nowadays, I can only make sense of my erratic wanderings if I am riding a taxi at night.
Only at night? Why is that?
I can't stand mornings anymore. They remind me of the life I had before the earthquake. Also, Tokyo has changed so much that I don't recognize it anymore. I feel like an outsider all the time.
Do you prefer to roam Tokyo by night?
Yes, darkness smooths everything out. Sometimes, just for a moment, I almost feel like the earthquake never happened and I'm still in my Tokyo. Then reality hits. I see the neon lights, the traffic, all the new buildings.
When do you normally start your daily routine?
After the 5 p.m. bell. Every day I wait for Goji no Chaimu and then I go out. It reassures me to know that the system works.
Well, nowadays it is mainly used for public announcements and to remind children when it's time to go home.
Of course, but its real purpose is to transmit warnings and emergency broadcasts throughout the country. That's why it was originally built, and that's why they test it every day. We must be prepared, always. Let's hope we'll never need it again.
You're absolutely right, sir. Let's hope so. Anyway, I have to admit, I love to hear those daily chimes. They are uplifting.
Well, I think I'm done for tonight. Thank you for driving me around.
My pleasure. Here you go, sir.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Alright, that must be it.
I don't know if there is an end. I wonder if you just kind of keep going around.
Probably.